I wanted to share some of the interesting processes and things that I've been doing in my classroom so that it might inspire or trigger something within you as to how you might be implementing things within your classroom. We've been doing a lot of different types of projects and assignments in my class, which is professional communications. What I've done is at the very beginning of the class, back at the beginning of the semester, I gave them about a half hour class dealing specifically with AI literacy. So I went over the four different components. I made sure that they understood each aspect. And then I spent some time specifically giving them examples of simple prompts, advanced prompts, and then we actually ended up by having a good discussion dealing with AI ethics. So I gave them a good foundation of AI literacy to begin with. Again, this is something that all of us need to do in order to help develop the student with an understanding of what is AI and how to properly use it. So again, I gave them this foundation of AI ethics. And then from there, one of the things that I had them do is we had an upcoming assignment. So I made them go through a simulation that I created with AI to help give them practice on interviewing, right? Because that was the assignment, is they had to go out and interview somebody within their field. So this gave them some practice by going through the AI, and they were using ChatGPT. So I gave them a prompt that would make ChatGPT function as a simulation that would ask them questions to prepare them for when they had to go and ask questions. So they found that's a very good experience, and it really helped them out. I have a separate video that talks about that. So from there, what I did is that all other assignments that we had throughout the rest of the semester, we're only about maybe a month and a half away from the end, but for every single other assignment, when I gave that assignment, we sat down and we had a discussion about AI and that assignment. So we were going back and forth and talking about, well, how could we use AI on this assignment? What would be appropriate, right? So again, I made them think it through. And of course, I would chime in and say certain things like, okay, so at this point, are we building skills mastery with this? Or are we at a point where we can use AI to assist us? So that was a really important thing for them to really think that through. Oh, yeah, I should use AI for this because it'll make it faster and easier. Or no, this is the main thing that I'm trying to learn, so I don't want to use AI for this part. So we had really good discussions, and we decided together where in the assignment would it be okay to use AI and where in the assignment we shouldn't be using AI. And then I went through in certain parts and say, okay, for this part, for sure, I don't want you to use it. But then most importantly, I would tell them specifically why. Why don't I want them to use AI for this? And then I would give them a preview and say, hey, later on, we're going to have a more advanced assignment, and you will be using AI for that part. So again, it's very important to have this discussion with your students and express to them why certain things are being done in a certain way, and then ask for their opinion, because sometimes they can give some really interesting aspects as far as how AI could be used. So that's something that's really important and should really be addressed. They also had an opportunity to use AI in different ways on their own, because at certain times I said, hey, you can totally use AI for this, or you're open to come up with ideas, because again, I was more interested in different aspects of the assignment. So they used AIs to generate examples, to help them in generating questions. And we had a business report that they had to create. And so for that, they used AI to help them organize it and to get feedback. Because again, for this assignment, an early on assignment, I told them I don't want them to use AI to actually create the report for them. Why? Because they were getting an understanding of how the report is put together and how they're supposed to go through and put the information, synthesize information from different sources. Now, at the end of this semester, they're going to be doing another report where they're putting together sort of a plan about a new business or a new project that they want to do in this country. And there, I'm going to have them completely use the AI. I'm going to tell them, use it as much as you want, because I'm more focused on their presentation of the information within that report. So again, it's still going to be important that everything within that report is factual. So I'm really going to be looking at their citations. I'm really going to be looking at their facts, because they're the ones that their credibility is on the line. They can't blame the AI. Nope, it doesn't matter what the AI said. What I'm interested in is, hey, what's that product that they're creating? They have to make sure that they're accountable and that they verify the information. So it's very interesting the way that it can be used and it can be applied. And again, make sure that you're maximizing that two-way communication. I recently also went through and did interviews with my students, right? So within professional communication, one of the things that I do is I have them get ready to be interviewed by a company. So that means we went through the resume process, cover letter process. I had them go through an AI interview simulation. And then finally, I sit down with them one-on-one. We have about a 10, 15-minute job interview. So I pretend to be the hiring manager for the company that they want to work for. I have images of that company projected behind me to try and really make it as realistic as possible. And they created a report about that company. So I read through the report. So I know a lot about that company. And then I ask them these questions. And one of the questions that I asked them is, again, pretending to be a real job simulation interview. I asked them, I said, do you have any AI skills? Have you learned anything dealing with AI from your university? And they are able to say, of course, that, oh yeah, my professional communication class, we've gone over AI. We've had classes dealing with AI literacy, and we've been using it throughout the process of completing the assignments. And most of them have said, additionally, in preparing for this interview, I used AI to come up with questions, to give me feedback on my answers to those questions. So I've been using AI a lot, and I have developed these AI skills. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's what we need to develop within our students, to be able to use AI to complete work, to do their assignments, as well as to enhance their capabilities to prepare for real life events, real life situations, like preparing for an interview. I didn't teach them that. I didn't tell them to do that. They did that on their own because they're now able to apply the skills that they're learning over here to other things in order to become more successful, in order to actually accomplish what it is that they're trying to do. So I would strongly encourage all of you to look for opportunities where at least some aspects of an assignment could use the AI tools, and then have a discussion with your students about whether that's appropriate or not, how it can be used, some limitations that you might set on that. This is what we need to be doing in academia in order to enhance our students' capabilities. Now, of course, that means that you as the instructor first have these AI literacy skills. So definitely review these videos, buy books that deal with this, like my book over here, right? That'd be a resource, but there's plenty of other resources that are available to you. We just have to continually work to develop these AI literacy skills. Now, I know that AI is continuing to develop, is continuing to enhance and become more productive and more capabilities. So there's this fear and worry that, oh, I'm not being able to keep up. There's still foundational aspects, AI literacy, foundational skills that we can definitely develop that won't be changing. So that's what you need to work on. Develop those capabilities so that then you can develop those capabilities within students. Again, look for multiple resources. This YouTube channel is a great resource. Go back and look at previous videos where I discuss AI literacy, as well as multiple different aspects associated with it. The big thing is that we need to take action to help develop our students, develop ourselves, so that we can enhance the educational experience for faculty, for students, and really set up our students for success. All right. Thank you, everyone. And remember, learning is for life.